Welcome back to Great Day Washington. Many people can relate to having a painful childhood, and our next guest is no stranger to it herself. After relentless bullying as a child, Ritu Bhasin found a way to turn her painful past into belonging.
And now she has written a new book. It's called We've Got This, Unlocking the Beauty of Belonging to Help Others on Their Own Journey. And here to pass on that wisdom, we have Ritu. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
This sounds like it came from quite a journey, though, to be able to get to this point where you can help others find that belonging. What was your childhood like?
You know, when I think back now, I realize I had a really tough childhood because I am a survivor of relentless childhood bullying. And it was racist bullying in particular that went on for years and years. And from a young age, I internalized that something's wrong with me, which ultimately led to a lot of feelings of insecurities and low self-worth that I took into my adulthood.
And I've read too, you kind of rejected your culture, rejected all of that, like just trying to maybe fit in somewhere. What was the turning point for you?
Well, I think because of constant negative messaging coming my way at school, I started to think something's wrong with me, and I really started to reject the fact that my parents are from India, that I was born of incredible Indian immigrant parents. I really started to distance myself from my culture as a way to shield from the hate. And I took this spirit really into my 20s, feeling less that I needed to reject my culture, but really wanting to fit in the corporate work environment. I was a young lawyer. And by the time I hit my early 30s, I was really successful on paper. I was like working in fancy towers, and I dressed fancy, and I was doing all the right things on paper. But I felt spiritually vacant. I felt so unhappy. A few things happened, which I share in my new book. And I committed to changing my life and crossing over to a place of being really anchored to who I am authentically and living a life of belonging.
I know there are a few tips along the way that helped you. We have some of them here, including one that was accepting what happened to you as a child, right? That caused hurt and shame.
Yeah, like so for me, it's amazing. I didn't start talking about the fact that I went through years of bullying until I would say the last 10 years. I felt a lot of shame about it. I was embarrassed. I hadn't even accepted the depth of the woundedness inside of me. But if we are going to live a life of belonging, we must spend time exploring what happened to us as children and as adults as well, so that we can rid our bodies of the pain and the stress that we carry and finally start to feel more at ease and at peace by doing a lot of body-based work, mind-based work, which in my book I call our core wisdom.
I was going to ask you, it says use the core wisdom. Like what kind of
practice?
Thank you. Practices can we expect?
So picture this. Your core wisdom is the inner knowing that you hold that causes you to tune into your mind. What am I saying to myself? And what am I feeling in my body? So after today, I'm going to invite you all to start thinking about when you're sitting in a meeting, or you're going to do an interview, or you're going on a date for the first time and your mind is saying, oh, I'm a loser and I suck and I'm not good enough. Instantly turning into positive affirmation thoughts, saying to yourself, no, I'm worthy, I'm beautiful, I've got this. And when your stomach starts to swirl and you feel the heaviness in your chest and you start to sweat and start feeling anxious in a situation, saying to yourself, okay, I'm feeling really stressed in this moment, my body is clearly activated. Let me just start my deep belly breathing. Okay, I've got that. And you know, you're with the self-coaching, and then you can even do things like you can put your hand on your heart, you can just stroke your arm. A lot of body-based work includes things like doing body scans, doing a lot of breath work, massage, anything that gives us more body-based awareness. Why? So we can feel more at ease and we can release the stress that's inside of us. And this is what causes us to live a beautiful life.
That's so interesting. And I know there's so much more that we would find in your book, right, about how we can do that and really tap into that. It sounds like you have mastered those techniques. Thank you so much.
Make it so easy for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank
too.
you. Yes.
And helping others.
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't miss her new book, We've Got This, Unlocking the Beauty of Belonging, where you'll find it where books are sold.
That title too, The Beauty of Belonging.